The business model is to keep people scrolling, right? The minute you stop scrolling, they lose money. All their algorithms are designed with literally one goal: what will keep you scrolling? That's it. That's the goal, right? So as the algorithms and the AI were figuring out what keeps people scrolling, they uncovered a human quirk, which is not the intention of anyone at Facebook or YouTube or any of these places, which is it's a very well documented psychological phenomenon called negativity bias, which is basically means we will stare at something negative longer than we will stare at something positive. Anyone who's ever been driving down the motorway and passed a car crash knows exactly what I'm talking about. You stare at the car crash longer than you stare at the pretty flowers on the other side of the road, right? And this is negativity bias goes very deep. 10-week-old babies will stare longer at an angry face than a smiling face. But when this meets algorithms designed to maximize the harvesting of attention, this produces a catastrophic effect. And this is not my view. This is what Facebook itself found in its own internal research, which we've now had leaked. So imagine this at both a personal level and a political level. So imagine a group of teenagers go to a party. One of them goes home, and on the bus on the way home, they say, "That was a really lovely party. I enjoyed it. Everyone looked great and they were so nice." Another teenager from the same party posts, "God, Karen looked like a right slag tonight. Her boyfriend Jim is a twat." What does the algorithm do? The second one is more like the car crash. People will stare at it longer. The algorithm will promote it in the feed. It will put it much higher. The nice one, that's going to be way down if anyone sees it, right? Now, that's disastrous enough at the level of teenagers who've gone to a party. Now imagine it at a political level. We don't have to imagine it. Everyone listening remembers who Donald Trump was. So what happened in the 2016 election, what's happening all over the world every day, all the time on politics, is we are being stoked to be more angry all the time. The algorithms select for anger because anger will keep you scrolling, right? And that is destroying our ability to solve problems. And this is not just my view. In the wake of the victory of Brexit and Donald Trump, Facebook internally set up a group of its own data scientists called Common Ground. And we now know what they found because it was leaked. And what their own data scientists said is the Facebook model and the wider business model of social media inevitably causes division and polarization. And the only alternative was for Facebook to abandon its business model and adopt what they called an anti-growth model, where they said, we won't grow as a company, but we won't set the world on fire, right? And there was a very dry, the Wall Street Journal, who got leaked it, they said, their news story said, after he received this report, Mark Zuckerberg asked that he never be brought any reports like this ever again, right? So, they know what they're doing. The business model, they're tied to their business model. They're only going to stop doing it when we make them. But this machinery that is amping us up into anger is just at a personal, firstly, it destroys attention. When you're angry, it's much harder to pay attention. We've all had that experience, but there's good science for it as well. But also it's devastating for the society. And we've got to deal with that.